This week, as we continue our studies of the root lock, Moola Bandha, we look at the aspects of this contraction that actually holds our energy and allows us to move our energy through Sushumna Nadi, the Ida, the Pingala, all three of these energy channels that run down through the spine. We are moving energy up and then back down, and in that we are raising our consciousness. And any of my students that have been really putting their focus on Moola Bandha and trying to engage it more in their yoga practice have said, I'm just more focused. My mind is not running around as much, and I'm more present. And I think that what we talked a lot about this week in Sunday's conference is when we practice something on our yoga mats, the idea is that then we are taking that into our lives. And this idea of being more awake, more conscious, more present is so important in our daily living. I think we don't realize how much we're not present until we start to heighten that. And so this week I talked about my trip to Seattle and how I was able to see my dear friend Shelley Washington, got to see the ballet that she had staged and to see that performed, but also two other pieces. And one of the opportunities was to listen to the directors talk about their piece, their dance. And I really loved one of the dancers said something, or one of the directors said, he was answering a question about how do you inspire your dancers before they go out to perform, and he said, I try to see the light in each dancer and elevate the light. And when he said that, it really struck a chord with me, and I thought, yes, so is what we do here in yoga. We try to see the light. I think as a teacher, I try to see the light in my students, and my job is to help elevate that light. But I actually think that's part of our mission, the intention of yoga is to find the light within ourselves and to use our practice to elevate and increase the light, and to go out into the world and do that as yogis, that we look for the light and that we increase the light as yogis. That is what I consider part of this without religion being my spiritual practice. And so this week I kind of tied that back into Moola Bandha, that Moola Bandha is how we activate this energy that moves up through the spine, and in doing so, it helps us be more aware and awake in our daily lives, and giving us that space that we talk about so often, that Viktor Frankl space where we get to choose kindness. I talked a lot about kindness this week. We get to choose love. We get to choose compassion or forgiveness, or to feel a part of rather than separate from. And so engage Moola Bandha this week. I know it seems like there's just these muscles at the base of the spine, but the more you do this, the more you'll see this, as the book says, the master key, how this touches so many aspects of your health, including your energetic and your spiritual health.